This is a masked bannerfish, 9 inches length, Indo-Pacific. This is a dive that Nancy got lost on. You can see the diver up on top there finning, trying to stay in place against the current. We had 3 to 5 foot seas, pretty strong current, and she came up and was too far away from the dive site and nobody saw her, and she drifted maybe about a mile and a half before we found her. Could have been a bad situation, ended up not so bad. I've got 12 pages of butterfly fish in my book, 6 fish per page. And this particular one is a lined butterfly fish. It gets up to 12 inches, Indo-Pacific region. This is a burgrass. This is the adult version, 11 inches long. You've seen the smaller version, which is the intermediate phase, 6 inches, and the coloring is completely different. They are Pacific region. Regal angelfish, 10 inches in length, Indo-Pacific. And that's our boat, the Naya. This site was named after Paul Heumann, who authored, or is one of the authors of the Reef Fish books. And he was on this particular dive trip with us. In case you're not aware, air consumption is determined by the depth, the length of time at that depth, and the amount of exertion and body size. If you're a real big person, have very large lungs, you're going to be sucking more air. If you aren't streamlined and exert yourself, you're going to be sucking more air. And the farther down you go, the more air you're going to consume. At 33 feet, you're going to consume twice the amount as you would at the surface. At 66 feet, it's 3 times. At 99 feet, it's 4 times. The reason being is every 33 feet is an atmosphere, and the tank of air is being compressed by that amount. So at roughly 100 feet, every breath you're taking in is 4 times the amount of volume as you would at the surface because it's compressed. This is a surgeonfish, which has many names. Orange spine unicorn fish, nasotang are just some of the few. They do have poisonous spines, which you can easily see on this fish, so you have to be very careful of them. They get up to 18 inches in length. This is the black fin barracuda. They get up to 3.5 feet, Indo-Pacific region. There's about a half a dozen different barracudas in the Indo-Pacific region. This is a lattice butterfly fish. You can kind of get the idea from the markings, crisscross or a lattice work. Get up to 6 inches in size, Indo-Pacific. This is definitely a trigger fish. You have a good visual of the trigger on the top where they lock themselves into the crevices, but I don't know the particular kind of triggerfish. This was the only wreck that we saw on all 32 dives that we took in Fiji. This was at 86 feet. It was the deepest part of the dive. The rest of the dive was much more shallow. There wasn't a lot of wildlife on the wreck. It wasn't very encrusted with any coral, so I'm guessing it's a relatively new wreck. This is a parrotfish. Parrotfish eat the reef. They're what makes the sand for our beaches, because they take the reef, they grind it up, they excrete it out, and it becomes sand. And this is another triggerfish. You can see the trigger up on the top, sticking up. He must be a little agitated. I'm too close to him, and so he's telling me to bugger off.